This is Brent Grover speaking from Evergreen Consulting on behalf of Advanced Supply Chain Solutions, powered by IBIS. This month's topic is keeping the customers we have, and the article that you can see on the website is Love the Ones You're With. Talked last week about this topic as an introduction. I want to continue today, but just to review a couple of the points that were made last week. We have fewer targets out there, fewer prospects to go after. Customers rather, are reducing their vendor base. We recognize that profits for distributors increase the longer we keep an account. Our long-term customers are stickier, meaning, of course, they're loyal to us, and we, last but not least, have to protect ourselves against sniper attacks, particularly from online vendors. So let's continue from where we were last week. And what I'd like you to first consider is a question I posed, which is about business strategy. And the overarching question for distributors is choosing the strategy that you're going to focus on. And it's long been recognized that we can't focus on everything. And there are really three basic strategic choices distributors have, the first one being operational excellence, the second being customer intimacy, and the third being product leadership. Well, another time, we might spend a little more time talking about what these three strategies mean, but for now, let me just make a supposition that for most wholesale distributors, the emphasis is on customer intimacy. And customer intimacy, it's not to the exclusion of product leadership or operational excellence. However, let's assume now for a moment that that is our top priority. And in connection with that, I'm going to review this graphic, this chart, which shows on the right customers from whom we generate either large profits or large losses. And on the left are customers from whom we generate small profits or small losses. Now the profits are in the top and the losses are in the bottom. So if I could focus us on the top two sections here, as you can see, in the profitable category, which is the top half of the matrix, the green box is customers from whom we generate large amounts of profits. And in the blue box to the left, customers from whom we generate a smaller amount of profits. Now, the characteristics I'd like you to compare between the larger customers and the smaller customers are larger profit, that is, and smaller profit, that there are differences in order size, there are differences in cost to serve, and there are differences in the way we as a distributor approach pricing. But the importance here is to recognize if we're trying to get more business from the customers we're already dealing with, let's try and focus our attention on the customers who are profitable for us, understanding the root causes of profitability, usually having to do with the interconnection of three legs on a stool, if I may. The three legs are margins, order size, and cost to serve. So number one, we're trying to get more business from the customers we already have, but we're focusing our efforts largely on the customers who are already profitable for us because of those elements that I mentioned, meaning we have a better pricing structure with them. Second, we have a larger order size. And third is our cost to serve is better managed for the customers who are more profitable. So you can make a comparison here with, for example, the larger profit customers versus the large loss customers. On the right side, as you can see at the top, would be the profitable customers. On the bottom are large loss customers. Notice the differential there is not only order size, the larger orders naturally for the more profitable customers, but also higher cost to serve for the less profitable customers. And finally, we're selling at market price typically for most items for our larger profitable customers, and for our unprofitable large customers, we have a lot of SKUs at below market prices. Where would we want to spend more time if we're trying to develop a lot more business? I think it stands to reason we're going to be going after the customer for whom we've already established a profitable relationship. How would we do that? And this is this matrix is a comparison of the degree of difficulty of getting more business from two different types of customers. Customers who are established customers and customers who are prospects. And of course, I think all salespeople would agree, it's a whole lot easier to get more business from an established customer. This is a customer who already knows us. They're familiar with our attributes. Hopefully, they've been a customer for a long time. So they're a profitable customer, but also they're loyal to us, and they've chosen us against our competitors. Now, the other two columns here are familiar product and new product. Much easier to sell a familiar product than it is a new product. In the case of a familiar product, we have the right product lines, we have lots of inventory, we have technical support capabilities, we have a lot of support and cooperation with the vendor. So it stands to reason here that it's much easier to sell a familiar product to a customer whom we're already doing business with. And the rule of thumb here is that it's 10 times easier to sell a familiar product to an existing customer than a new product to a prospect. And it's 4 times more difficult, as you can see by comparison, a familiar product to a prospect or a new product to an established customer. So when we're trying to build business within our existing customer base, look at this matrix. It's sometimes called a 10 by 10 matrix. I'm not totally sure who invented it, but Bruce Merrifield's been talking about it for many years. Across the top of this matrix, as you can see, are different product categories. This happens to be for a janitorial supplies distributor. And in this case, these are the 10 most familiar products where they buy best, they have the products in stock, they have the best brands, etc. And down the side are just some customers I put down. Rather than making up customer names, I put down some examples of the types of customers a janitorial supplies distributor sells to, a casino or an office building and so on. And if you went through that matrix as a sales rep with your 10 best customers, all of whom have been screened, they're profitable customers, etc., and also comparing our 10 best product lines, we're going to find a number of boxes there where the customer uses the product but they don't buy it from us. And those are our best prospects and our best opportunities to build new business within our existing customer base. Next week, I'm going to continue on with another tactical approach to selling more product to our existing customers. Until then, this is Brent Grover from Evergreen Consulting for Advanced Supply Chain Solutions, powered by IBIS.